Hi, hi, hi. Okay, so we have Bridge Over Troubled Water is the shorts that I channeled. Simon and Garfunkel. Simon and Garfunkel, 1970. And I grew up with that music. I was 4 years old, and I grew up with that music. And I remember that song was so comforting as a child. And I don't know why, but it came through Astro. I haven't heard that song forever. And they wanted me to tell you about bridging. If you're getting called to move someplace, if you're getting called to switch jobs, make a commitment, um, anything really major right now, you're supposed to do it because we are anchors. We're anchoring in certain timelines, we're anchoring in certain frequencies, and it's really important that you listen to your intuition. In that shorts, you had make a commitment, and you had, I'm pretty sure you had intuition twice. Um, the only warning was to shield yourself because, as I said yesterday, it's gossip time now. And speaking of gossip, I have my half moon bay, which is no longer in service in Westport, Washington. And the reason I said, speaking of gossip, when I was up in Aberdeen, Washington, for many years, periodically, we had a recovery house up there. Um, it's a town, it's a place, it's an energy of Gray's Harbor, as it's called, very gray. It's always gloomy and doomy there, and except when I was there. And it's a lot of gossip goes on there. A lot of darkness goes on there. I wasn't even going to mention Westport, Washington, but they wanted me to because if any of you are listening, I wouldn't recommend moving to Washington State. You know, I tell you Las Vegas, I tell you New Mexico, um, but I don't feel Washington State at all. I didn't like it. And the restaurant, Half Moon Bay, is no longer in existence. The shirt is obsolete, right? Just I thought I'd throw that out there. I wasn't going to, but I have to listen to what Astro tells me to tell you. Okay, so we're bridging. We're anchoring. Confirmation. We're bridging, we're anchoring. Yeah, we hear you. Okay, and we need to, that was repeated. I repeated it twice. The confirmation was twice. We need to go where we're directed to. So now that goes back to if you are directed to Washington, just know that I was there from 2015, I think, to 2019, and it was a rough assignment. But I completed it, and it was really dark. We'll just leave it at that, okay? What we do have is on that shorts is just to shield yourself against the gossip and any of the challenges that are coming your way, because it all was talking about divine love, divine intuition, book of life, forbidden knowledge, on the outside looking in. Okay? And then with St. Michael, he was saying make a commitment, keep your eye on your targeted intention, honor and trust your feelings, shield yourself. Okay? The situation's already taken care of. It's already resolved. That was the last card that got cut off. So I wanted to mention that because the situation's already resolved. We've done everything in Astro, but I'm supposed to let you know where we're at in Astro because a lot of you don't remember. You don't remember when you wake up, okay? And that's understandable. I only report what they have me report on. And that is, we're doing that bridging, anchoring, and we are grid workers. We are earth angels. If you're watching this station, I know very few watch this station, and I love it that way. I've said that twice this week because I can feel your energy, and the chat's off live so I don't get distracted by the people that come in and say things negatively. I can feel your energy, and I know what Astro wants me to tell you. So look up the words to Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. That's the energy right now, okay? I channel songs. Last month I did channeling songs through my concerts, and also other songs that Astro wanted me to put out. This December 2026, I don't do time, but I am in 4 and 3D here, right? And in a physical avatar where we do times. So you will hear me say times and dates here and there. December 2026 is all about me channeling the music and the energy from Astro. So Bridge Over Troubled Water, lyrics, music, the vibe you feel from that song, all of it's going to be talking to you. So my shorts are really, really important. I'll be doing them in the morning right away when I wake up, so I know I'm fresh, so I know what was going on in Astro. And then I'll come on later like this and try to talk about it. But I have to do it first thing in the morning because otherwise I'll forget too. You know, we don't remember everything that we do in Astro. And then we don't remember it sometimes a few hours later on top of it. So listen to the shorts every day and try to see what the vibe is from the song. Then check out the lyrics. Just Google the lyrics and see what the lyrics are saying to you. And then read what the cards say to you from me. I'm, of course, last, but the words are very important. And see how the words go with the song. A lot of times I'll point out, oh my gosh, look how this said this, and then here's the card to back it up. So I would really study my shorts, even though some people don't like shorts. Mine are explosive, and in that minute or 15 seconds that I do a shorts, usually it's 60 seconds, there is so much in there if you just study it. Even the symbolism, there was a bird with a snowflake on his head in that video, if you catch it or if you caught it, and that was telling me that some of you are going to go to where it's snowy. We're in a transition right now of, I want to say almost all of you listening are moving. Your last chapter is done, and this energy has to be left behind. Even though you don't want to leave, even though you say, oh no, I'm staying here forever, that might screw up your assignment if you have that kind of attitude. So I would be open. I would be open to this bridging, because you're being called, whether you have your mission partner, twin flame, divine partner or not yet. You're being called to move forward. So don't put time limits on it and say, oh no, I'm not moving until I find my partner. Oh, I'm never moving. Whenever you hear yourself like demanding or being really, oh, I don't know what the word is, forceful with the outcome, that's ego. That's easing God out. That's not listening to the divine plan. That's that devil energy that I feel, okay? I don't have a devil anywhere here on this table, except I do have, I guess I do have deception, betrayal, and liar. I do have somebody that from Tasha's Divine Guidance deck staring at me. So somebody is trying to deceive you, and they're trying to deceive you on your 9 of Cups. So that's telling me that just what I got done saying. Six of Wands is badass success. He's on his motorcycle with his faith candles, and the outcome is Flem and Steve. We have the Nine of Pentacles, and somebody is trying to thwart that because the Queen of prima donnaism is the Queen of Cups, is what the outcome is, and of course they don't want you to get that. So there is deception and lies around you. That's where St. Michael said to shield yourself against it. But I don't have a devil per se on the table yet, as in it's not going to work out right. I only have good coming out of this, okay? And with that deception card, I shuffled on it, and it's a fake female. It's a fake female, a low vibe, and watch for red signs, red flags. So they don't want you to have your Queen of Hearts, not at all. Okay, so that was that. Now we're going to go ahead. We have to be courageous and daring and equal give and take. So we have the Two of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. In order for you to get equal give and take, you're going to have to be courageous and daring towards this. The Ten of Cups, you're going to have to not go into fantasy land, but go towards your fantasy, if that makes sense, okay? Because there is Three of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles as the outcome, okay? So that would be a celebration with your Queen of Pentacles. That's also a Queen of Hearts. Then I have the Emperor card and the Queen of Pentacles again. So we have the Emperor, just exactly what I said, wants his Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Hearts. And those are the next two cards out. So we have to put death to a situation and let the tower fall. And what I'm hearing is let the tower fall on that fake female, that liar, that betrayal, that deception. Let it go. And there also can be some physical deaths. I don't always feel physical deaths, but I am feeling it here, because sometimes that's the only way we can get past something, is if they take someone out of our life by death. It's the only way we can move on, is if that person is taken out. So that might happen. Okay, and then we have, randomly at the bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. So you're going towards your abundance. I want to pick a couple Bible cards here. One just flipped out, so we're going to take that one, and these came out with it. So we've got 5 cards here. The one that flipped out was the Nine of Candles, which is the Nine of Swords. You don't want to get into any kind of anxiety. And it says to look up Satan tests Job. So if you don't know the story of Job, what I'm getting from this, though, is don't regret what you're leaving behind. So for instance, you had to get a divorce from this fake female, and you had to leave behind everything but your pet. Oh well, let her have it. You're going to get new. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. Job 122, you want to look up Job 122. Okay, then the 4 cards that came out are the Four of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. So I'll quickly go over this if you want to write this down, or if you want to rewind it. I think that you should look these Bible quotes up. We've got the Four of Feathers, which is the Four of Wands, Elijah's retreat into silence. So they want you to go into silence about this. They don't want you to make it known to everybody that you gave your wife everything and you're left with nothing. It doesn't matter. People don't need to know. All they're going to do is be envious or if they're not envious of your situation, they're just gonna give you fake sympathy, is what I'm hearing. 1 Kings 19:12. Okay, then we have Ace of Candles, which is the Ace of Swords, Moses and the burning bush, if you don't know about that story, Exodus 3:4. And what I'm getting from there is that even though you had to give everything away and you're down to just your pet and you had to get a divorce, I'm using this as an example because pretty much everybody can relate to things like that, where we had to give everything away for some reason or another. You had to get rid of your job, you had to get rid of a family, you know. We're all pretty much know that feeling. It's okay because God, like the burning bush to Moses, is going to do miracles. Okay, simple as that. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Grains. Jacob works for Laban. Do you know that story? That's probably a story that not a lot of people know. Genesis 29:20. And what I'm getting from the Knight of Pentacles is that we have to put in the work, we have to put in the trust, we have to put in the belief that everything's going to work out, and it does. You are going towards your abundance. And then 4 of Cups, we have Jonah, and we have Jonah's anger. So it's not so much Jonah in the whale, it's the story about his anger, Jonah 4:3. So you don't want to get angry. You don't want to get resentful. It's kind of everything I just said, where I said, leave the past behind. Anything that happened, it's not important. You're going to get it back tenfold. And I know you hear that a lot, and some of you don't believe it because you haven't seen it yet, but it's like, ye of little faith, or woe to you of little faith, you have no faith. Yeah, get some faith, okay? Faith over fear, right? Okay, so we are going to continue on. I've got motivation at the bottom of the deck randomly, and this one wanted to come out in this one. So we've got a new beginning and inner child. They want you to start acting like a child. So for example, what did you like to do when you were a kid? Did you like to go horseback riding? Did you like to go to Disneyland? Did you like to play guitar? Did you like to watch people at the mall? Whatever it is you wanted to do when you were a kid, they want you to start doing it in your new beginning. That's going to draw you to your new assignment also. Because your new assignment, you're doing exactly what you did when you were a kid, and you're doing exactly what you want to do. And then we have the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords, King of Swords. So we have the Knight of Wands, which is giving me action. And we have the Knight of Swords right after that with the Knight of Swords. So we have 2 Knight of Swords is what's finishing this. So what does that tell you? Knight of Swords is so powerful. Knight of Swords is, boy, Saint Michael energy. It's the Ace of Swords. We got the Ace of Swords earlier. So I'm going to leave it there. I just want you guys to know that you have this 2 of Swords energy that's popping up that just says you're going to have to make some decisions. You're going to have to make a commitment. And it's already done in astral. So it's kind of like reading a book, right? The ending is already in the book. You just have to go through it page by page until you get to the end. You don't really read 3/4 of a book and then put it on the shelf. But some of you are going to do just that. You're not going to listen. You're not going to move because of fear. You're not going to leave that job because of fear. You're not going to leave that wife because of fear or comfort, right? Comfort and fear in this energy go hand in hand, okay? And you are going to put that book up on that shelf and you're never going to get the right ending. You're going to get your ending, and your ending's going to be a lower level timeline, which is fine. No big deal, right? But it's not fine for me. It's not fine for the people that are the best of the best, top ranking leaders. People like that don't put the book up on the shelf 3/4 in. They finish it no matter what. They finish it no matter what. So that is my message for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you guys. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.